And one of the bullets went through a classroom window, shattered it, and they found the bullet casing on the floor. Okay, how many fossils did you find?
All of them.
I'm gonna be leaving some of my students that I love so much. Good morning, YouTube. Please tell me I'm not the only one who wakes up and the very first thing you think about is that you're gonna take a nap this afternoon, because I mentally have already allowed myself one. I probably won't because I don't really like, no, that's a lie. I love naps, but my body doesn't love naps. I wake up like super out of it and super like, I don't know, just not functional at all. So good news is it is the last full Monday of the school year. Next week we have school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but they're early dismissal days, so the students leave from 1:15 to 1:45. So I can dig that. It's Monday. Once today is done, I don't have another full Monday this school year. It is currently about 7 a.m. I do have a couple of copies to make at school, and I have to get a couple of things ready for like math small group, but I'm gonna go get some coffee. You guys already know that, and I will catch up with you at school.
Good morning, may I take your order?
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced coffee with the s'mores flavoring and cream, please?
Anything else?
Nope, that will be it.
253.
Thank you. Now that I've gotten all ready for the morning, I wanted to show you a couple of things. First of all, I got 2 more of these big black totes from Walmart over the weekend. I wanted the Sterilite brand, but they didn't have them, so I just got the Walmart brand, and these are 18-gallon totes because I'm definitely gonna need some more room to store stuff as I'm packing away my classroom. I am very happy to announce that I'm completely done with my lesson plans until the end of the school year. Obviously, at this point of the year, they're not necessarily like lesson plans, it's more so like a schedule for each day. And I literally just typed that into like the notes on my MacBook, so it's nothing fancy. But we are going to focus on sharks for reading. We're going to do a lot of nonfiction reading on sharks. And then we are going to focus on paleontology for science, because I have a student who is obsessed with dinosaurs. And I've been promising him that we are going to do a paleontology week, and he has not forgotten about it, so I figured this was the perfect week to do it. First, let me show you. Today I'm going to do this presentation. This is in my TPT store. It just has information on like what a paleontologist is, some of their tools that they use, and it gives some definitions for some vocabulary related to fossils and all that. That is in my store. I will link it for you down in the description. Tomorrow we are going to do this cookie fossil dig. So this is a freebie on TPT. It's not mine, it's from another seller, but I will link it for you down in the description. Basically, they take a chocolate chip cookie and a toothpick, and I usually give them like a paintbrush that they can use to brush away the crumbs, and they have to try to excavate the fossils, which are the chocolate chips. So they do this activity, and then back here they jot down their observations. We also are going to do amber fossils. So this is essentially a plastic bug within a little thing of like orange jello. This is a freebie. No, actually, I'm sorry. I think it's like $1 in my TPT store. If you're interested in this, it gives you the directions on how to make them, and then it gives you this recording sheet. And then, this is always one of my favorite things to do, and I could not believe that I hadn't already done it with this class. This is a freebie in my TPT store. It's called Inference Investigation. Basically, I tell my class, this is probably awful of me, I tell my class that a paleontologist is coming after lunch, and they're going to get to ask her questions. And while they are in lunch, I set up the back of my classroom like a crime scene. I have like crime scene tape or caution tape. I have like dirt, and it basically makes it look like a dinosaur came in and either ate the paleontologist or scared he or she away. And it's so much fun. So they come in and they have to be like investigators. They have to write the clues and then tell me what it means. It's always a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to doing that. These are some games that we're going to play in math. We are going to review fractions a lot this week, and these are part of a geometry like game pack. I'll link that for you down in the description as well. Then I have my small group plans, and I'm super proud of myself for getting them all typed up over the weekend so they are ready for the entire week. This group is also going to be working on fractions because they definitely need some more practice with it. So first they're going to do these little mini books. These came from the Moffat Girls. and they're going to fill those out, and then they're going to do this worksheet, and they're going to do it with Play-Doh. So they are going to make the different shapes, which if you notice on the worksheet, some of them are squares, some of them are circles. So they're going to use these little plastic containers that came from Dollar Tree. I already had them, and they're going to use these to like cut out the shape. So I have square ones and I have circle ones. They're going to cut out the shape, and then they're going to use, I thought I had knives, but I don't. So they're going to use their fork to cut it into the different fractions that it tells them, and then they will just record it on their sheet. And this actually, it's not even Play-Doh, it's like Crazy Art Soffy dough or something, but it was cheaper, so I just went ahead and went with that. And then the other worksheets are back here. They're going to do some activities with Unifix cubes. So I already have these bagged up. Basically, they're going to take all of their white cubes and stack them together. So they'll do like 3 white cubes, and then I'll tell them to replace 1/3 with like a red cube. And then they'll do like 4 white cubes, and they'll replace like 1/4 with a blue cube, and so on. Just like some hands-on practice for fractions. So those are all bagged up and ready to go.
You got it. You got it. What did it tell you to divide into? There you go. Keep it going. And then what's the other way you're going to do it?
10. So with 10, a circle divided into 3 equals 12. A circle divided into 3 equals 3. I got
It is lunchtime, and I'm very happy to report that the morning hasn't been as bad as the past couple of weeks. They have still been very talkative, but they haven't been disrespectful, so fingers crossed that it stays that way the rest of the week. I think what has helped is finally having like a normal week in terms of our schedule. This morning for math, we did rotations like normal, we did whole group, we had guidance, and then we did science, and then we had recess, and it's been a very normal week, and that has helped tremendously. Plus, during guidance and then during indoor recess, I was able to start getting some more stuff packed up in my room, so I will show you what I got done. I was able to get this bookshelf completely cleared off, and the bins are now in the pile with all of the other bins that are empty. I took off all of the magnetic pieces from my filing cabinet and my desk, and I was also able to get this bulletin board almost all taken down, with the exception of a little bit of border at the bottom, because I need to move this bookshelf and it's way too heavy, and then I need to take down the felt. And same thing over here, I was able to get most of this bulletin board taken down as well. I just have some of the border and the felt left. My students are now at PE. It's about 2:20. I'm going to work on getting this hot mess of a back counter cleaned up. When my students were inside for indoor recess and I was working on cleaning up some bins and things, I had them just put stuff back here, things like my whisper phones and my microphones. I'm going to put these in the black container that has all of my reading supplies. So while they are in PE, I'm going to try to get as much of this done as possible. Alright, I thought I would go ahead and update you guys in my classroom. This front bulletin board is completely taken down. I've already started taking some of the decoration items off of my desk since there's really no need for those to stay out. I've completely cleaned off my filing cabinet. There is still stuff inside, but I cleaned off the outside with the exception of these pockets. I still have to finish this bulletin board, but I'm just not too worried about it right now. I took down some of the decorations I had over here on the wall. I just need to take down the command hooks. I've cleaned out some of these bins. Let's see. I've cleaned off some of this area. So I had a poster up, and then I had one of those shoe racks here that I've taken down. I also have completely cleaned off this back area. Now, I went ahead and just threw away the border because I've used that border for 2 years now. I probably could have salvaged it and kept using it, but with moving, I thought it would just be easier just to use new border. Plus, I already have extra border that I'll be able to use, so I just wasn't too worried about it. Obviously, I have to leave my math stuff out for my math small group, but the rest of this is basically all stuff that's ready to get packed away. I am keeping the felt that was in the background of my bulletin boards. I can definitely reuse that, so I'm just going to fold it all up and store it away. all of these bins are empty. These bins are filled. I put all the colored paper in there. And then these bins have like books and things like that that belong to me. I still have one of these containers empty, but one of them is holding a lot of like my decor items. Back here is getting more cleared off. I cleaned out the headphone bin. These headphones are extras that I have that belong to me, but I'm gonna leave them out until the last day of school. I have some notebooks that I need to pass back to students. This cabinet is all emptied of my things. These are all items that belong to the school. This cabinet just has the bins at the top, and those belong to me, but I figured there's no point in taking them out right now. I can just leave them in. And then this cabinet as well is completely empty of my things. So I'm making progress. I've started to go ahead and stack up some of these black bins, with the exception of these that are holding dice. I've finally gotten to the point where I'm okay with my room looking like empty. Like, I need to start putting stuff away, and if I do it just a little bit at a time whenever I have room, in the long run it's gonna be much better. So overall behavior today wasn't horrible compared to how it's been. They were very talkative, but they weren't as disrespectful, so I will completely take that another day down, and now we're at 7 days left of the school year. It is 5 o'clock, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Originally, I was gonna stay late tonight because my boyfriend works until 11, all my lesson plans are done, and I thought it would be a good night to stay and pack more stuff up and be productive. However, I have changed my mind and decided to go ahead and leave. Over the weekend, there was a shooting at the apartments that are right next to our school where most of our kids live, and one of the bullets went through a classroom window, shattered it, and they found the bullet casing on the floor. And that scares me because it's literally like right over there. Even though I know it wasn't targeted at the school and it was just a coincidence and the police didn't realize it when they did the initial investigation, I'm not gonna lie, it still scares me, and I'd rather not be here when it gets dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go home, change into comfy clothes, watch Netflix, eat some food, and I'm going to spend my night answering emails because I have a ton that I need to get to, and I feel really bad because I think people think I'm ignoring them, and I'm really not. It's just I don't have a lot of time, but I'm gonna sit down tonight and just have a nice relaxing night of answering emails. So I will catch back up with you guys tomorrow morning. So I'm totally just gonna put the top back on and tie this back up so it doesn't look like I've been eating it all day as my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Good morning. It is 7:30 and I didn't wake up till 7:10 because I slept in as late as humanly possible. I didn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. and I'm tired. Imagine that. But my boyfriend and I had to sit down last night when he got home from work at 11 and try to figure out some details of our move, because I feel like every week it's changing of like where we're gonna go. And that's great because it opens up more opportunities, but at the same time, like, I kind of want to know where we're gonna live so that I can like make sure that I have a job. But right now, it's starting to look like there's a possibility we may be living in Virginia because he's going to hear back from a job today. And if he gets that, he's going to be working in Alexandria, and commuting from like Maryland is just not really going to be an option. So right now I'm a little bit stressed out because I feel like there's just so many different places we could be living. And if it is Virginia, then I need to apply to get my Virginia teaching certificate, and I need to apply to counties, and it just feels like a lot right now. So to help with that, I'm gonna go get some coffee, and then I will catch up with you guys at school.
My first sponsor. I got the first one. I got a fossil. It's melting. I got two. Got it. Are you allowed to touch it? No. You want to fling the fossil?
You may touch the rock. It's not a cookie, it's a rock. You may touch the rock, but you can't move
Miss
it.
Ray, I'll fling the fossil over there. Got it.
Well, go get your fossil.
It's
not gonna come to you.
It's fossil poop.
You're breaking your fossil.
I can't get it out. It's fossil poop. Stop saying it.
Really?
For real.
Who remembers the name for fossilized poop?
Coprolite.
Coprolite.
Miss Ray, I can't get it out without breaking it.
You might have to break up your rock some. Hey, you can't lift that rock. Put that rock back down.
You can't lift it.
You're not Superman.
You can't lift it.
No, it's a big rock.
I'm a hawk. Fossil fragment. This is a fresh fossil. Oh, I just found another one. Fossil. I broke all mine in half. My tooth is broken. found another fossil. I just found one. Come on, fossil.
You mean your whole rock?
Yeah.
Okay, how many fossils did you find?
All of them.
It is already the afternoon. It's about 1:30. I just took my class to music. As you can see, my room is a hot mess, and I will explain in a minute why I have not been able to vlog, but I thought I'd give you kind of an update of what my room is looking like. I need to go and stuff Tuesday folders, and then I will sit down and talk to you guys. Okay, and just like that, I only have 5 minutes left of my planning time. By the time I finished stuffing Tuesday folders, 15 minutes had gone by, and then I had to talk to a parent on the phone. And that about sums up my day. It has been very rough. I really wish I could go back to yesterday where they were all very like calm and subdued. And I feel like they were tired yesterday coming off of the weekend, and now they have definitely all woken up. Again, same behavior problems. I had several kids owe a lot of recess time, and the teacher that they were owing recess with even said how disrespectful they were. They were screaming in the hallway to the point where other teachers were coming out because they thought something was wrong with them, and I had to keep 2 kids in my room for silent lunch. And it's been a day. It has so been a day, and I'm trying not to like let it bother me. Like, okay, there's 6 days left after today, and I'm trying to just not take it personally. Like, it's the end of the year, it happens. And again, like, it's not all of them, but like it'll be a group of 2 or 3, and then they'll fix it, and then another group of 2 or 3 will start, and I just am tired. It's very, very, very exhausting. So good news is we have gotten through everything pretty much that I had planned for today, because when they came back from lunch, they literally just had to sit there and do it, and no talking was allowed, and we got through a lot, which was good, which means for the last hour of the day, I think I'm gonna let them go on devices, play on Prodigy, go on Google Earth, go on Bookflix, whatever. I've gotta get a couple kids caught up on some work that they're missing because I have to have grades done by today because they're due on Thursday, and I wanna work on my room. Like, I need to get stuff done, I need some stress relief. So fingers crossed, 1 more hour of the day. I will catch back up with you guys after school. It is now after school. I didn't get as much done during the afternoon as I was hoping because obviously I was dealing with behavior problems, but I did get all of my bulletin boards completely taken down. Plus, I also had number posters up here that I got taken down, and I had some different decor items over here on the wall, and I got those taken down as well. I'm leaving. I cannot stay late at all tonight. It's like 4 o'clock and I'm getting out of here. I need to get to the gym ASAP, get my workout in, go home, and shower before my live stream tonight at 8 p.m. And I also need to try to eat dinner. So I'm gonna get out of here, and it's probably for the best because I am not in a good mood. Very, very, very rough afternoon. It was not any better. In fact, it was a little bit worse. And I know I'm smiling, but I'm actually very stressed out right now, and I'm trying not to let it get to me. I'm trying not to let it affect me. But today was a very, very rough day, and there's still 6 days left. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go get my workout in, do the live stream tonight, and then I will catch back up with you guys in the morning. Despite it being a rough afternoon, looking on the positive side, Knuckles had a very good afternoon, and he drew this beautiful picture of me, and I'm not gonna lie, it helped a lot. Good morning. So there's something I want to talk to you guys about, and honestly, I debated like all of last night and all of this morning if I wanted to bring this up and talk to you all about it, because it is something very personal. But at the end of the day, I've told you guys I want to be open, I want to be transparent on my channel, and I know that if it's something that I struggle with, like, I'm not the only one. There's other people that struggle with it too. So last night I did the live stream with CJ from Real Rap with the Reynolds, and let me just say, I loved being a part of it. I loved being invited on. I loved getting a chance to interact with you guys and answer your questions. However, kind of like behind the scenes, I was freaking out like the entire time. I was so nervous, like all of yesterday after school, like from the moment school ended and I could finally shut off my brain from school, all I could think about was the live stream, and I honestly felt like I was going to throw up. Like all night, I could barely eat. I was super nervous, and I can't even explain like why, because it's like, okay, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? Like there's really not a whole lot that can actually go wrong. However, I was super nervous, and something that I feel like you guys don't really realize about me is that I'm a huge, huge introvert, and I feel like people assume that because I have this channel that I'm like super extroverted, and I'm not. Like, I'm a big time introvert, and last night was totally out of my comfort zone, and that's why I wanted to do it. Like, I want to do the things that scare me. But when it ended last night, like, I had a mini meltdown, and I can't even explain why. But like, I got off of the live stream, and my boyfriend had been watching from the other room, and like, he came in to, tell me good job, and I just like lost it because I felt so overwhelmed the entire time. I was trying to switch back and forth between like YouNow and YouTube, but every time I tried to go to YouTube to like read the comments, it was like really laggy and I couldn't hear him, so like I had to stay on YouNow, and I felt horrible because I felt like I was ignoring a lot of people, and I wasn't trying to. Like, I literally was so overwhelmed by like trying to think of what I was going to say and trying to listen to what he was saying and trying to read the comments, but I couldn't really. Like, I could barely read anything on YouTube. And then it's like the longer it went on, the more overwhelmed I got. Honestly, one of the things that bothered me the most is I felt like I wasn't living up to people's expectations. And I know like you guys are going to say that's not true, but I feel like with this larger following that I've gotten, while it has helped me tremendously confident-wise, like, there's also a part of me that worries, like, well, what if, in a situation like that, they're expecting me to be one way and, like, I'm not living up to that. And that scares me. Like, one of my biggest fears is, like, I don't want to disappoint people and I don't want to feel like a failure. Like, those are my driving forces in life. And not that I felt like a failure, but I just felt like I didn't live up to, like, expectations, and I don't know how to word it. And I know that I'm not the only person that, like, experiences this, and I know it's part of, like, being a perfectionist, but I don't know. And if you're not an introvert, you probably cannot relate to what I'm saying at all, and I get that. It's really hard to explain, and it's really hard, like, it's just, I need to get out of my own head. Like, that's ultimately what it is. Like, I am an overthinker, I'm an overanalyzer. All of last night, like, I just kept thinking about it over and over and over again, and like what I could have done better, and like that's just part of who I am. And I know that that's not a good thing, but like, it's something I'm working on. I've gotten much, much better over the years. Like, I used to be much worse about it, and I've gotten better. And honestly, one of the things that has helped me the most with that is my YouTube channel. And I might dive more into this summer because I'm kind of like pressed for time right now. And I feel like I could go on about this for a while. So if it is something you want me to like address later on, I can definitely do that. I need to get to my PLC meeting. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to go get some coffee. My goal today is to get my grades done between my PLC meeting and then I have double special. I think I can do it because I'm not going to stay late at school tonight. My boyfriend and I have to go to the gym again after school. I need to get grades done. I really don't want to do them tonight. So fingers crossed that I don't have too many distractions and I can get it all done. So today's game is called Can I Make It to School Without Running Out of Gas? Because I've already gone almost 14.5 miles with my light on. So I totally left Knuckles' picture right on the middle of my desk, so it'd be the first thing I saw when I came in this morning. I think I'm gonna go ahead and write him a little note because I can just tell that he really, really was trying to rise above some of the other behavior issues yesterday, and I want to make sure he knows how much I appreciate that and notice that. I got a little bit more done this morning, so I thought I would show you the progress that I've made. I did go through all of their math textbooks, and I had to check the number and just make sure that they were all returned, counted them, and then I will store those away in the closet. I also went through all of the drawers and I took out everything that didn't belong to my students. So dry erase boards, 120 charts. All that's left are their folders, their reading journals, and their math journals, which I will send home with them closer to the last day of school. And I also started taking down my word wall, so it's about halfway done. All I'm doing is taking off the words and the letters. I am saving those, and then I'm throwing away all of the paper. All right, my students are now in art. Behavior first thing this morning was horrible. I came back in from my PLC meeting. They were already at each other's throats and I was just like, nope, I can't do it today. I already have half a migraine and I'm trying to prevent it from like getting full blown because I don't have my medicine with me. So I ended up letting my students work with a partner. They went on to Prodigy, which they are still practicing math skills, so I don't feel horrible about it, but I just needed to keep them occupied so they were not like picking at each other and causing fights. I had a couple of students who helped me around the room and honestly, like it all worked out pretty well. They are at art now and I'm gonna try to finish my grades. During my PLC meeting this morning, I got reading, language, math, science, social studies, spelling, and handwriting all done. So all that's left are social habits, work habits, behavior traits, and then the general comments. So my hope is that I can get that all knocked out now.
You control the dark, the atmosphere. You hold my heart, you break these fears. 'Cause you align with all the rhythms inside me. You can unwind me. I got a heart shaped hole in me. You're the center of my galaxy. The space in me that never stops dreaming, never stops.
All right, I literally finished with 1 minute to spare. It is now lunchtime and I have to set up the back of my room to make it look like the paleontologist was here and then got scared away by a dinosaur. I've done this every year since my first year of teaching. It just so happened that my first year of teaching, we were working on fossils and I decided to kind of do this like inferencing activity so I make it look like a crime scene. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up. I will show you guys what all I do. It's a super simple activity and the great thing is you could really make it work for like any subject area.
Never stops feeling. Cosmic.
All right, so this is what the final setup looks like. It literally only took me like 5 minutes. This is a fake bone that I got from Target during like Halloween time. I took some dirt from outside. I have this paintbrush that I got at Dollar Tree and the paleontology hat. I think it's actually a safari hat, but that came from Dollar Tree as well. And then I knocked over some chairs. I have a dirt footprint and I have some dinosaur footprints. And you'll see I have even more over here with some more knocked down stools. And then I've marked off this whole area with caution tape and I'm gonna put some caution tape on the door as well. And I got this roll from Walmart several years ago and it has lasted like forever. Plus I have the blinds all wonky and then my window, I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. So that way my students have to look for the clues. So it'll be things like the door or the window being open, the footprints, the knocked over chairs, and they will have to make a conclusion of what they think happened. Again, you can do this with anything really, and you could honestly do it like throughout the year. I picked paleontology because that just happened to be like what I was doing my first year of teaching, and I've done it every year since, and I have a student who's super interested in that, so I figured this was the great way to engage my class, but you could use this with any subject. So this is what the recording sheet looks like. This is a freebie in my store. I will link it for you down in the description. And again, I kept it pretty general so I could use this for any subject area. My students just have to find 5 clues and then they have to tell me what those clues mean. So they have to use those clues to make an inference. And I also have a writing page that goes with this where they would usually write like what they think happened. This year I'm not using that just because time-wise we don't have enough time, but you could definitely use that for like an extension of writing. Oh my goodness.
What just happened? Who came in here and did this?
What?
I said, who came in here and did this?
No, when I left, she was sitting in here.
Who?
The paleontologist.
Then what she do? What she messed up?
Why are we laughing?
She messed up the classroom. No, she didn't.
What?
Then who did it? She
Okay, don't touch the tape. Don't go past the tape.
A dinosaur. She's probably done that. Is the paleontologist gonna be here?
She was here.
Oh, she just wasn't here. She broke it here.
Hold on, guys. We have to figure out what happened.
She put caution tape on this. Whoever did that.
So
This
Joe,
is a prank.
when
No,
I-
4 foot prank. Stop.
What did that mean?
This is creepy. Stop.
Class, I'm not.
No, she's not.
So, no, because when I left, she was getting all of her stuff set up at the back table. I
Oh,
was
she
literally.
ditched us. She ditched us. She got eaten. It's a bone. I'm about to go through this window. The dinosaur. Ma'am.
Okay, hold on. We need to figure out.
Ma'am.
Hold on.
Creepy
Okay.
old lady.
There's gotta be. There has to be clues.
This is like Scooby-Doo.
Liam, what do you see?
It's like I see dinosaur footprints.
Well, what would that mean though?
Yo, I see him too.
Where would the dinosaur have came from? How would it have gotten in
The
here?
window.
Okay, there's footprints and the window is open. But where would she have gone?
Out the window. She probably went.
Thank you, Peyton, for raising your hand. Peyton.
The dinosaur probably ate her and left one of the bones.
I need to figure out first because if they find out that she's missing, I get into trouble. So I would like to try to solve this first, please. Yes.
I don't want to go to jail.
You're not in trouble. You didn't do anything.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Please.
What?
Look at it.
Okay, come here. I think we are all smart enough that we can figure this out, right? We can.
There it is.
But
It's okay.
the only way.
It's okay. Oh God,
The only way we can do this is if we all work together. So let's just sit for a minute, have a meeting. We said we saw footprints, right? No. I wish I could say it was. And if it was, I would have told you by now. What about the dirt?
And there's bones on the table, plus the chairs are not down.
Why would the chairs be knocked down?
I think when we were at one, I think when a dinosaur came in, I think it knocked all of them when she was scared of it.
Okay. Oh, you think she was scared?
And I think
And
she
then-
was hiding behind them. And I think
Okay.
she ate her.
But if the dinosaur had eaten her, we would have seen like
Blood,
right?
No blood. That means she must have not been eaten.
okay. So do
I
we
know
think?
something.
Hold on. Do we think there was a chance that she would have gotten away?
Yes. There's a camera, so the camera might have recorded what happened. So we can check it. She was hiding.
Okay. So, but I can't. I would have to wait for the police to come before I can go past her. But that's something we can do. No. So my students are now at PE, and since I got all of my grades done during my planning time this morning, my afternoon is going to be dedicated to Operation Clean Up My Desk. I need to go through Tuesday folders and give my students their dojo points for those, check if there's any papers. I need to clean off my entire desk because it is a hot mess. And then we had our awards delivered, and we have to like separate them for each student and put them in a sleeve, and then we use that for the award ceremony, which is next Tuesday. But good news is I have made a little bit more progress with just getting stuff cleaned up. As you can see, my piles back here are just getting bigger and bigger. I went ahead and took these out of the cabinet, and in here I now have the clipboards which belong to the school, dry erase boards that belong to the school, some different math templates, and some extra composition books that I had. I also have cleaned off this cabinet completely, with the exception of some things that are still inside, and then I also have finished taking down my word wall.
You caused me.
I did want to show you how I store my word wall cards. I think I got this container originally from like Walmart, but it's the perfect size to hold them all. And on the inside I have these alphabetical tabs, and these also came from Walmart. And then within each letter I just have all of my word wall words, and that way it's nice and organized. And then in the very, very front, those circles are the different letters that I use to label my word wall. Okay, it is the end of the day. I survived, just barely. Behavior wasn't horrible, but I'll be completely honest, it's because I kind of just let them go on devices all day. And that sounds horrible, but it's like I have stuff to do. I've had a migraine all day. It ended up getting worse. And like at the end of the day, when they came back from PE, we had like 10 minutes until dismissal, literally turned off the lights, put on a video and said like, please just sit quietly. Like I cannot deal with any noise. Like I'm in so much pain. So I'm making progress on my room little by little. It's coming down and honestly it feels good. Like it feels good that it's getting done early and I don't feel as rushed as I have in years past, even though I actually have more to do than I have in the years past. So that's good. Grades are all done. I'm slowly making progress. We have pretty normal day tomorrow. Friday is video day for our summer countdown, and then next week all 3 of the days are short days. So I'm getting there. I need to go head to the gym and then I will catch back up with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. So I know I said I was going to go to the gym yesterday after school. I ended up not going because I was so miserable with my migraine. I almost couldn't drive home. Like I almost told my boyfriend to come pick me up because I was that miserable, and it didn't go away last night even after taking my medicine. So I got home and I fell asleep with an ice pack on my head and I slept for 4 hours, and I'm laughing. It really wasn't funny. Like I was so miserable, but I fell asleep for 4 hours and I woke up at like 8:30 at night, and you would think that would mean that I wouldn't be tired this morning, but no, I still slept in until 7:10 and it's now 7:30 and I'm leaving. I'm gonna go get my coffee and I will catch up with you guys at school. So I come into school to find my tech person taking my laptops because he needs to update them, which I completely understand, but that means no devices today, and I'm not gonna lie, that scares me. So I meant to tell you guys this yesterday, but I completely forgot. I have these letters up here that say believe in yourself, and I started taking them down yesterday, which I had to stand on this table. I can't stand on this table because it's not sturdy enough, and I needed to get the ladder, so I could only get a couple of the letters down, and I just left the rest for today. But it was so funny. One of my girls, when she was leaving yesterday, she was like, all right, Miss Frey, even yourself. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's what it says up there. And I could not stop laughing. All right, lunch is almost over. I had Knuckles and another boy in here for lunch bunch, so I don't have very long to talk. Overall, behavior hasn't been horrible. It's kind of been like Monday where they're talkative, but they haven't been disrespectful, so I can totally handle that. After lunch, I do have an IEP meeting to go to, and I'm hoping that will take up a fair amount of time until PE, fingers crossed. But tomorrow's video day. Next week, all 3 days are short days. So we're getting there. Okay, it is almost the end of the day. My students are currently in media. However, I have barely any time left of my planning because I had to take a student up to the office and ISS for throwing chairs. So good news is grading is completely done, so I don't have to worry about that. I have a couple of things on my desk that I need to clean up, but it's not too bad overall. Back of my room is looking pretty messy, but I know that's because I'm packing stuff up to go home. Tomorrow, I'm gonna send home all of my students' science journals, their writing journals, their unfinished work folders, all of that. We're also going to go through our books and return those to my library tomorrow so I can start to pack those up. My students have officially left. I think it's like 4:15. Once they left at 3:45, I went up and checked my mailbox and I had like the draft copy of the final report cards. We have to check over them, make sure there's no typos or mistakes, turn them back into the office. They reprint them on the nice paper, admin checks them, and then they get sent back to us next week so we can stuff them into the envelopes to get mailed to students. I was going to stay late tonight to get some more stuff done in my room. However, number one, my migraine is trying to come back all afternoon. I felt it like lingering and I'm really trying to prevent it coming on full force. Number two, I need to go get a present for my 2 twins' birthday that I'm going to this Saturday. So I need to go by Barnes & Noble and pick them out some books. And number three, I remembered that next week, because we have those 3 days that are early dismissal days, so instead of dismissal starting at 3:15, it will start at 1:15. That's gonna give me some extra time that I will be able to get some stuff done. So I'm honestly not too worried about it. Like, I think I've made enough progress in my room that I'm not gonna be super rushed at the end. Plus, tomorrow is video day and I should be able to get some more stuff done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and then I'll catch back up with you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna give you guys a very quick room update because I honestly didn't get a whole lot more done today. I did stack up my homework and classwork bins because we're done with everything like paper and pencil. I have stacked up some of my magnetic pockets that came from Storex. I do still have 2 on my desk that I'm currently using. I've gone ahead and started using this last bin. This is all stuff that came out of my desk. So these are like little, almost like suitcases. These came from Michaels, and they hold like certificates that I have, and they hold some extra labels that I have and stickers, just some random stuff. These are all extra like thank you notes. These are vocabulary cards. These are my word wall cards that I showed you yesterday, and these are all of my bulletin board letters. I also got out the ladder earlier, and I finished taking down those letters, and I took down all of the decorations hanging from my ceiling, and honestly I ended up just throwing those away because I had used those for the past couple years. They were super dusty, super faded, and they were really cheap, so I decided just to throw them away and save myself the hassle. I went through my rainbow cart and I got rid of all of the extra papers that were in here, with the exception of my math games because we're still using those. I also have gone through my daily drawers. These are all empty. Currently in my grade drawer are their certificates that I need for the award ceremony next week. These are still some like busy work papers for my students who end up in ISS. Hopefully there are no more, but just in case. And then this is money that we are collecting for our picnic, which is next week. This one is empty. This one has some papers that ideally I would laminate before I leave, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. And then this one is empty as well. Plus, I also have started cleaning out my desk drawer. So this is locked right now because if it's not locked, my drawers like will not stay closed. This one is completely empty. This one is empty with the exception of some DVDs. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna pack those yet. I kind of have to see like what room I have left in my bins, but that is the only thing left in here. I haven't touched this top drawer yet. I'm gonna just put all of these things like in plastic baggies. This drawer is pretty much empty with the exception of some tools, which I'm leaving out in case I need them. And then this is like my personal hygiene bag, and I thought I would just leave that in there. And then this has a lot of their like reward stuff, so I'm just not gonna pack this up until the last day. Good morning, YouTube. So this was yet another morning of waking up at 7:10 and leaving at 7:30. And no, I didn't curl my hair this morning. I curled it last night and slept on it. So I'm headed to school. Today is video day for our summer countdown, so I'm in a pretty good mood because it should be a pretty easy day. I'm hoping I can get a lot done in my classroom, but first I need coffee and I'm really hungry, so I think I'm gonna get like a muffin or a donut too. Hi, can I get a medium iced coffee with the French vanilla swirl and cream and one of the reduced fat blueberry muffins?
Anything else for you?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right, your total's going to be $439.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I got to school and I ran into 2 of my twins that have their birthday tomorrow, and they were bringing in cupcakes first thing this morning, which is fine. But the problem is I already ate a huge, super unhealthy muffin on my way to work, and then now I have to stare at these all day. Okay, so today's goals. I need to go through my filing cabinet, which I'm really dreading. So my kids are currently watching their movie, but I thought this was so cute. I let them take off their shoes, and a couple of my kids like stack them all back here by the windows. All right, it is the end of lunch, and today for my students for the Teacher 3, I decided to let them all have one final lunch bunch with me. Next week, since they are short days, my students do still have lunch, but I feel like it's just gonna be very chaotic, and I didn't want to do lunch bunch then, so I decided to go ahead and do it now since it's our last full day of school. I have to go up and get them in one quick minute, but I wanted to show you what progress I've made. My filing cabinet is completely empty with the exception of Elf on the Shelf, because I didn't want to take that out obviously with them here. Those 2 drawers are empty, and then this drawer just has a couple of things that I am going to be leaving here. These are like materials that belong to the school. I have no idea where I'm going to store these. Obviously they're coming with me because they all belong to me, but I don't know where exactly I'm putting them. Any of my files that I'm taking, I'm just taking in this little crate, and I did get the top of these cabinets completely cleared off. My students are now at PE. We finished Finding Nemo and we actually started Monsters, Inc. I'm literally just trying to keep them occupied, and I had them leave their blankets and all that right where it was. In my library, I did have some students go through all of my books to make sure they are all in the correct bins, but I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to pack them up. Back here, these bins are all mine. They were in this closet before and I went ahead and took them out. So now This entire closet is all stuff that belongs to the school. None of this in here is mine, and that's just helping me keep it more organized. Back here, I moved a lot of the empty containers that were sitting on top of here. These are all just like posters and border and things that are mine. Whole bunch of foil, no idea where I'm gonna put that. I need to get a bigger bag to put all of these smaller bags in. It's things like my calendar numbers, my schedule cards, my job chart, all that, and I want to keep them all together. This bin is almost all filled. I could put a little bit more like down here, and this one I still have a somewhat fair amount of space in. I'm probably gonna fill this with like markers and stuff that are currently on my desk. This stuff is all mine. I'm just kind of keeping it in the corner to keep it away from everything else, but like I don't have anywhere else to put it. But I did take this built-in bookshelf and I filled it with all my stuff. So this is where my students' book bins were, and I had them go through their book bins. We returned all the books to the library, and now this is all my stuff. And I figured that way it'll be nice and easy when my mom comes next Thursday to help me take this home. She'll know that like everything on here is mine and we can just grab it quickly and go. And I tried to make like the best use of space as possible. Like this is all filled. Hold on.
Interruptions. Teachers, I need your brown envelopes for the bicycle raffle to the front office. Thank you.
Sorry about that. This has a whole bunch of lids that go with the Sterilite containers, and I've literally just stacked like containers inside of containers inside of containers to try to fit it all on this bookshelf. Okay, so I think it's pushing 6 o'clock now, and I apologize for not filming a lot of like the room stuff, like me putting away stuff, me organizing stuff, but here's why. First of all, during the day, obviously I'm trying to get as much done as possible, and my students are here, so obviously I'm not gonna film. Second, today after school, I actually grabbed one of my students that I had last year. She stays after school for Kids Club, and her mom doesn't come to get her until 5:30. So I talked to the Kids Club volunteer. I was like, hey, can I steal her to like help me do stuff in my room? And she was happy to come help me. So I tried to utilize her as much as possible. So again, I wasn't filming, but honestly right now I'm just trying to be as productive as possible. But I do feel like I've made a ton of progress in my room, especially today. So I'm gonna quickly show you what I got done. I'll give you a quick 360. It is definitely looking more and more empty as the days have gone on. And I made a ton of progress today, which I'm super excited about. So over here, I had a white shelving unit that I had gotten from Michael's, and it was made to hold those Irish scrapbooking containers. And I threw it away because it was a piece of crap, which makes me mad because it was expensive, but 3 of the shelves had already broken. There was no way it was gonna survive a move, so I went ahead and just threw it away. Then my student from last year who was helping me out, I had her help me get my library all packed up. So I still have like keyboards out over here. I'm gonna try to leave all my stuff in these not cabinets, drawer system things. I'm hoping they're not going to be too heavy to move because I really don't want to take all that stuff out. But my actual bookshelves are completely cleared, and that makes me so happy. I do still need to tackle all of my binders, but I need to go through them and clean them out. And I'm kind of putting that off until the end because if I get to it, fantastic. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. I do still need to do something with these plastic containers. Filing cabinet is completely ready and good to go. I still have a little bit more space in this file crate if I need to put more things in there. This bookshelf, I've decided I'm gonna give it away to another teacher, see if anyone else wants it. If not, I'm gonna trash it because it's not very wide. This was a cabinet that either me or my sister had when we were kids. It's just not ideal for a classroom. It really doesn't hold a whole lot, and if I end up needing it, I can just get a new one when I move. I just don't have room for it right now when I'm moving all my stuff. This thing is completely ready to go. It is completely cleared. My desk drawers are about the same as before. I still need to empty this one out, a couple of things in here, and I need to empty this one out. So I didn't make any progress there. My desk kind of looks the same. I have taken some more things down off of my board. I got rid of all of my anchor charts, and I let my kids like each pick out one and they can keep it and take it home if they want one. If not, I throw the rest away. I also took down all my schedule cards. I took those other magnetic pockets off the side. And here are all of my little 3-drawer Sterilite cart things. These were at the sides of all of my tables, but my students took home all of their notebooks and folders today, so they were not using them anymore. I went ahead and took them, brought them over here so that they're close to the door. That way when my mom comes to help me move my stuff, we don't have to move them as far. And this is how I packed up all of my books. So each drawer, I literally just put as many books as possible, and I was able to leave the top drawer on all of them empty. That way it wasn't too heavy. And then these are all of my library bins stacked up. I got everything off of the top of that cabinet. Same thing over here. Again, this is all stuff that is mine. And honestly, it really makes me realize how much I have spent in my classroom. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I love putting pride into my classroom, but at the same time, I'm like, holy crap, I've spent so much money. And I'm okay with that because, again, I like to put money into my classroom if I'm going to be spending a lot of time here. But it is just kind of sad that like this is what teachers have to do in order to create like an inviting space. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. These are all of my indoor recess like games and materials. I got them nice and organized in here. These containers kind of have a mix of everything. So like this has dry erase pockets, and I think the rest of these all have a lot of like my picture books that were in those black bins in my library. I ended up just packing them in there. Again, this stuff is all mine. This has more books with the exception of this one. I ended up putting my foil in there just because it happened to fit perfectly. Thankfully, my students are going to take the rest of their papers home on Tuesday, so I only have to stuff Tuesday folders one more time. These are all mine. Again, I still have room in this container, but the back one is pretty full. That stuff is all mine. I need to get some bags to put all of this in, but other than that, it's pretty empty. These are some things. Okay, that's really embarrassing. I totally just like stopped my camera accidentally. These are all books and things that need to go home with students who like weren't here today or forgot to take theirs home. Found another game piece for a math game that I need to put away, very inconveniently. I've cleared off this cabinet, and again, I think I showed you this earlier, everything in that cabinet belongs to my school. So I have a couple of things down here that are mine. Not very much, just a couple of things that I'll have to get out. Same thing with under here, like I have that little container that holds like some paper towels and soap and stuff. And then I have a ton of extra plastic bags. There's no way I'm gonna take them all. I'll probably leave a lot of them for my team teachers, but that is where I'm at with things. Yeah, you guys didn't think I was really gonna leave it like that, did you? You should know me better than that. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because like I said before, it's almost 6 o'clock and I am ready to start my weekend. I do apologize again for not actually filming like the packing up of stuff. However, hopefully I'm giving you guys a good enough idea of how I am doing it when I show you those progress updates. But if anything's unclear or you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. I will be honest and say that I probably won't get to answering them until after school is done. I'm just super, super busy right now. Plus I have a busy weekend this weekend. Tomorrow I'm going to 2 of my students' birthday parties, and then I'm going to my boyfriend's mom's yard sale to try to help her / try to sell some of my stuff, and I have to get filming done. I did want to tell you guys though that I have a small update on my job search. So the last time I talked to you guys, I told you that the most recent county I had applied to, they told me that I needed to attach my Praxis 1 scores, which I didn't take. They finally emailed me back and they told me to attach my SAT scores. So I did that last night. Today I got an email telling me to schedule a phone interview. So I'm pretty sure I scheduled it for June 22nd, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. And I might even do a video about how to prepare for phone interviews. So next week is gonna be my last classroom vlog. And I'll be completely honest, it's finally starting to hit me that like, I'm leaving and I'm starting to get really sad. Like I'm ready for the school year to be done because I'm not gonna lie, I'm super exhausted from the school year and just all the behavior issues that I've dealt with. But at the same time, it's finally starting to hit me that like, I'm gonna be leaving some of my students that I love so, so much, and I'm not gonna be able to see them again. I mean, I'm probably gonna come back and visit, but like it's starting to hit me and I'm not gonna get emotional. But after next week, once I am completely done with school, then I'm gonna start my summer schedule of videos. So you guys will start getting 3 videos minimum per week. One of them will be a week vlog, and then the other 2 will be some kind of like sit down informational type video or a haul or something like that. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That helps to spread it to more teachers. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video and for supporting my YouTube channel. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. If you want to subscribe to me so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right up here. In the description box, you will find links to all of my social media sites, my Teachers Pay Teacher store, and my Amazon store, and I will catch you guys in the next one.